Yes, Ruby, homebrew time! Still getting some last minute things ready. Hi, Ghosty. You're just gonna stare at me, aren't you? Alright, shut off the starting soon music, get the music to vibe for writing at the ready. Let's hope everything else is working. Just a quick test throw with Tits. Tits! Thank you, Tits, for working! I'll maybe up the volume on the music a little bit. There we go. Anyways, welcome everyone to the long-promised D&D homebrew session. If this is your first time here on the channel, my name is Dragon. I'm Dragon Girl VTuber with a bit of a foul mouth. And well, this stream is a sub-goal reward. We hit the sub-goal before the end of July, so of course, I get to let y'all have a little sneak peek into the homebrew world I've been working on. At least the stuff I feel is ready to be shared. Because not everything that you see in this Google Drive folder... We throwing shit at me now, Ruby? Where did you even get the bears? Where do y'all keep getting the bears? Ghost, where do they keep getting the bears? Oh, slow blink to you too, baby. Mommy's right here. Mommy's not going anywhere. Yeah, it's a rough day for a ghosty. Ah, you're just testing Tits. But anyways, the campaign name, for at least at the moment, is The World Gone Still. To give you a preview of how this homebrew world works, is that at the time of the campaign, we are very much in a post-apocalypse. The world has become tidal-locked. The sun and moon have stopped moving, causing two separate sides of the world to either be covered in a permanent day or a permanent night, causing on the side where it is permanently day, it is a constantly scorching, lifeless wasteland. At least not life that we would know and recognize. On the other side, it is constantly frozen with snowstorms. And well, In between, there is a possibly habitable zone called the Twilight Zone. But most life that remains from the old world has made its home underground. Safe from the scorching heat and the freezing cold. Where we go to our players, who are part of an organization meant to help not only protect, but also explore and try to make life somewhat more stable in the underground. Whether they volunteered or were voluntold to join. So which one do we want to see first? Do we want to hear more about the city? With what I have that is ready to be shared before I get into working on the random encounters. I can share some about the cities. I can share a bit about the Pantheon. I can go over the Pantheon of the world. I can go over the minor settlements. And even though this one is not complete, I can talk a bit about some of the people who happen to live in the starting town of Walden. Which one we want to hear first? The cities? Alright. The underground is home. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, am I missing one? Am I missing one? This is the rough underground map. I swear I'm missing one. Am I missing one? No, we have 4 major cities. No, I do not have a party of players yet, because while it's almost at a stage where I feel I could start the campaign, it's not quite there yet. There's still a lot of other things I need to plan out and go over. But the one thing I've been procrastinating on is the random encounters. And I also need to give an actual name to the damn planet. Hey, I would be happy to have you, Jade. Now, the underground has 4 major cities. First on our list is Narcos. Narcos is the city run by gold. The city is the center of trade and innovation, where anything can be obtained with just the right price. The heads of the RX Trading Company, ATC for short, rule over the city, keeping the profits flowing by any means necessary. Hey, I'm hanging out in the Dragon Wouldn't Mind a Co-Commentator channel. If there's anyone else who wants to help give criticism and all that. They'd even destroy Walden if it meant adding a few more. Oh, hello.
I understand. Sorry.
You heard I was in VC and came running.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
There was a meteor coming down. It was Jade, ready to help share in the homebrew.
Listen, I love D&D. It's literally part of my brand.
And hey, this is the first time I'm doing this big of a homebrew world, and honestly, probably first time doing DM and stuff, so.
That reminds me, do you have a Fugi for me or anything? Or?
I've got group Fugi going on. Hold on, did it not show? Oh, I forgot to add in the group Fugi. I knew I forgot something with setting up this scene! I knew I forgot something!
Oh, it's always something, isn't it?
I also forgot the sound alerts! There's Group Fugi. Hey, you're not supposed to be up in the corner. You're supposed to be on the desk in a not the size of me.
Oh shoot.
There you go.
I have the case of the short.
I'm not short, I'm average height, but I cannot have everybody be taller than me.
I'm just being silly.
I know. We're both being silly. Yes, Ghost. I see you, baby. I also forgot sound alerts. Whoops.
I don't hear Ghost this time.
He's being quiet right now. He's not ready to be fussy yet. He's just quietly watching right now.
Well, to be fair, I have the stream muted because I'm in the same Twitch as you.
Hey, if you'd hear him on the call too.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Here, quick scritchy for a ghosty. He's being a good boy.
You know what's kind of ironic? Mm-hmm. I was hearing the Skyrim music. I was like, wait, I'm already playing Skyrim and I'm in Blackreach. Why do I hear this kind of music?
Skyrim's drunk. The game is drunk.
And then when I exited the game's like, oh, it's still playing. That's half the stream.
Yep. Anyway, let me start over going to the description of Narcos, the first of our major 4 cities in the underground. Narcos is the city run by gold. This city is the center of trade and innovation, where anything can be obtained with just the right price. The heads of the Ararts Trading Company, ATC for short, rule over the city, keeping the profits flowing by any means necessary. They'd even destroy Walden if it meant adding a few more coins to their vault, though thankfully for the rest of the underground, the profit losses would be too great if the first line of defense were to fall. At least, at the moment they are. So in other words, capitalism central!
I have an idea already for the name of the planet.
Hey, do share. I am open to suggestions.
Well, it would be like a different spelling of the word forge.
Oh.
Basically, it would be like PHORRGE.
You know what, that is fitting, because when we get to the pantheons, a lot of what they do is based on creation, so the planet being named some form of forge? Very fitting.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I just read just those 2 cities, like, wait, this is a perfect name for it.
Yeah.
And I'll type it in the chat too.
Yeah.
PHORGE. Forge.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Jade, thank you. Outsourcing this to save my brain some space.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Like I said, I love D&D. I love coming up with stuff. It's literally part of who I am.
And next city, Gembadir. A once abandoned dwarven city, Gembadir became filled with life again after the cataclysm as many fleeing the surface rushed down into the caverns. It was once a city that offered shelter and sanctuary to any who came to its gates, but recently it became closed off to the rest of the underground. Those who have tried entering in order to investigate why the city began to isolate itself could only report that instead of the symbol of the Forge God decorating its flags, the symbol of an unknown god was displayed instead. I have already got the plot hooks ready.
Yeah. And I bet you'd call it the Forge God with the spelling instead.
Well, the god of the Forge God is not the same as the god as the creation god of life.
I know, I'm just being silly.
And as potential player, I am trying to keep things. As you being a potential player, I am trying to keep major holy shit reveals under wraps for now.
You know that Metal King was not allowed, right? Even my character wouldn't know any of this stuff.
True.
Like, if I know something in real life, it's not going to affect how my character knows stuff.
Truth. Which I appreciate. Oh, hi, Ghost. You moved over here now. Hi, baby. Oh, you're giving me the sleepy eyes. You can go take a nap on the blanket. I brought it in just for you.
Does he understand what you're saying?
I think he does. He just chooses to ignore it.
That's a cat, then.
Yeah, cat. Typical cat.
They know what you're saying, but whether they care or not is a different story.
Yes. Next, Dawndrift. Not everyone could let go of the old powers and old ways of life after coming to the caverns. Those who once could call themselves nobility and royalty in the old world settled in Dawndrift, trying to claim whatever power and authority they can. Though very few listen, and those who still live in this city are regarded as fools incapable of changing and adapting. But they are large enough in number that their thoughts and opinions still need to be considered.
So it's just an entire city of people who like horror ghost.
They are nobility and royalty who can't understand that the old way of life and ruling no longer works down here. They refuse to learn. And of course, where the campaign is going to start off in, Walden. Walden is the first line of defense for the underground, whether it be threats from the entrance to the surface or dangers from deeper in the caverns. This city stands guard at the crossroads between the sun-scorched side of the world and the unexplored areas deeper below the ground. the headquarters of the Explorers of the Depths, a group dedicated to not only exploring but also handling the dangers of both the underground and the surface. Sadly, many have to be drafted into this group. So like I said at the start of the stream, when I was explaining the world, when it comes to Explorers of the Depths, when it comes to start a campaign, you either volunteered to be part of this group, or you were voluntold. Could be a case of that you're taking the place of some noble's son who was originally going to have to join. It could be a case of you joined up because, well, you got no other avenue of survival.
I had an idea for another name, potential name.
Another potential name?
Well, the representation of Forge is a good name. It could be mistaken for the Forge Guide, so
yeah.
I'm thinking that the best way to do this is to call it something that does have something to do with creation, but maybe a little bit something different. Let's see. I had for a second. I did. I just.
Ghost,
Ooh.
you've moved over there now, Ghost.
Oh, I remember now what it was now. I was thinking that, like, no, wait, that doesn't make sense. I was gonna say the same application for furnace, but probably wouldn't work out that way.
It's still a nice suggestion. Still appreciate it. Alright. Of course, next up, the other settlements that happen to be in the underground. Are you kidding me? It didn't save it last night.
Darn it.
It didn't save what I worked on last night.
Shoot.
It
So
did.
these are all caverns and underground stuff?
Yeah, currently we're going over the underground stuff. We don't have to worry about what's on the surface until much, much later in the campaign.
So there's a surface area too.
Yeah, there are surface areas you all can go, but it's going to be much later in the campaign just because of how dangerous it is.
I see.
Yes,
So dangerous
life
surface.
Life in the underground can be deadly, but it's not as bad as the surface is. Because you have to worry about the constant temperatures, like the extreme temperatures, no matter what side you happen to go onto.
So there's extreme temperatures on the surface as well?
Yeah, extreme temperatures. Like on the side where it's permanently day, you have to deal with the constant heat. Constant extreme heat. That place is basically a... Granted, yes, each side is a barren wasteland. One side is just ridiculously... is hotter than Satan's ass. And the other side is colder than Satan's balls. There is no better way to put it.
No, I understand. I'm just trying to think of other good names just from hearing the information you gave me.
I can at least give the names and what I can remember of what I wrote down for these places, and can also every now and then pull up the rough map I have for reference for where all these places are located. I'm just mad that it didn't save. Damn it, Google.
So that's the underground area, right?
Yeah, this is the underground area. What is currently mapped out of the underground area. There could be more, but this is the current map that is known to everybody that happens to live down here.
I feel like I have a good name now, but I'm not sure if it would work.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Oh. Ghost, I was just trying to pet you. You don't need to jump. It's okay, baby. Do you not want to be petted? This is also not quite to scale.
Fair enough.
This place is massive. But again, let me go over with the more minor settlements. From what I can remember, we have Orr's Rest, which is one of the two major agricultural hubs, due to with Orr's Rest being close to one of the biggest sources of fresh water in the underground. There are other sources out there, but this is the biggest one that is currently filled with not only water that is good, that is nutrient rich and good for growing plants, but is also filled with fish. In fact, this is also the central area of worship for the goddess of the seas that still remains, with some people even claim... Oh, BT, thank you for the sub! It's one of the major remaining central hubs of worship for the goddess of the seas, with some people even claiming they have seen her in this lake, but no one has been able to confirm if she is there or not. Why are we playing Cynthia's theme? I mentioned that there's something in the lake, and immediately Cynthia's theme starts playing. Cynthia is not in the lake! Cynthia is not waiting for me in the lake. She's not in there, I think. I hope not. We don't need a Cynthia everywhere system. Next on the list of minor settlements is Mistgrave. The settlement that happens to connect Walden to the rest of the area. It tends to be more of a stopping point for those traveling to or from Walden. There are a few locals who have happened to settle there, though they're not the most welcoming to outsiders. They'll be surface level friendly with you, but they're not exactly the most welcoming. Whether or not this is due to its close proximity to Narcos is unknown. And then we have Aegist, the factory town that tends to supply Narcos with most of its refined goods for trade. In fact, it's seen as more of just a smaller extension of Narcos, where the ATC tends to source most of its very underpaid labor. In fact, there are rumors in Aegis that not even death will get you out of employment to the ATC. As there are rumors that some of their factories in this settlement are filled with only the undead. Though the ATC would greatly approve if, these rumors died off. Next is Swift Strand, the second agricultural hub of the underground. Due to there being a lot of freshwater wells in there, as well as very nutrient-rich soil around there. It is also, it is also where artificial sun lamps were originally invented, making it possible for life in the underground to actually flourish. Making it possible to grow crops and things like that, as well as giving people a sense of time. These lamps, when it is considered what would be normally natural daytime, will be on and glowing, and then when it is considered natural nighttime, they shut off. We can thank Swift Strand for that. And then off in this far little corner up here is Anasari. Anasari is the one major grove of druids that still exists after more or less the end of the world. They tend to be pretty isolated themselves, though they are still open to more people coming in and out. And simply just wish to practice their arts in peace, as well as continue the worship of the god of the hunt in peace up there. They still, however, have trade open with Or's Rest for supplies they can't happen to grow or make themselves. They have a pretty healthy trade relationship going on. Ah, yes. Oh, I love that name.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool one.
Milday.
Milday, yes.
Yes, Milday.
It's a variation of the word meld, which, yeah.
Right, writing that down, writing that down!
I like this one a lot better than the previous ones.
Oh, Ghost, we're making noise. Hi, Ghost.
now I hear him.
We're making noise, we're lodging a complaint. And then, yes, the 4 out of 5 along the Gemstone Road. This stretch right here, from Thaladur to Nanladhir, Gembadir, Nandor, and Vern, is what is called the Gemstone Road. Mainly due to the amount of mining deposits, whether that be ore or gemstones, being found in this area. Thus giving it the nickname the Gemstone Road. We have it starts at Thaladur and is directly at Vern. Starting off with Thaladur, it is one of the first major mining areas. Though recently the mines have started drying up, and with no word from anywhere past Gembadir, they are currently struggling to find new sources of ore and gemstones in order to, well, keep their way of life going.
I see. Would it be normal for people to be named after gems around that area, or?
It would be very normal for people to be named after gemstones or ore around that area.
Which is kind of perfect for me, considering Jade is literally the name of a gem.
Yep. And we have Nanlad here, second area on the Gemstone Road. If I can words right. Damn it, Google! You should have saved this shit.
This is why I tend to write these on documents on my computer versus because I can save it and it's always there. Versus
I know, but Google said it saved this shit last night.
You trusted Google?
I was exhausted and made the mistake of trusting Google.
You know what doesn't delete yourself no matter how hard you try?
How?
Once you do it yourself? Word counter.
Word counter. I will keep that in mind.
It's what I use all the time for freaking roleplay posts and stuff. If I were to say, hats is cute, right here.
I'm not cute. The hell? Lies and slander.
And short. I'll screen cap this right now.
More lies and slander.
And then I will close out of the window itself, and then type in wordcounter.net, and it's right there again.
Oh, hi, Brett.
I'm saying it just saves it. You don't have to doesn't say it saves it, it does it immediately after you type it in.
I know. Again, I will keep that in mind.
Wordcounter.net, by the way, not .com.
Next, though, on the list we have Nanlad here. Like I said, second place on along the Gemstone Road.
Do you like the name Melday?
Yeah, I do like the name. I'm gonna use that one.
I think it's probably the best one I've come up with today.
I am using that one.
Cool.
But with Nanladir is mainly one of the stopping points. More or less was a rest stop for those who were traveling to Gembadir and beyond. Though it still has a few craftsmen, whether they be, jewelers. Oh, hi Phoenix. Yep, I'm taking a sip of my drink. Again, whether they be jewelers, smiths. Though the biggest source of the craftspeople would have been Gembadir, due to its nature as, well, an old dwarven city. And being what was once the biggest, hub of those who worship the god of the forge. Though Nanladir has been cut off again, for most of its supplies, after Gembadir closed its gates. And unfortunately, they themselves, even though they are the closest place to it, has no idea what's going on in there, or what's going on in the rest of the gems, or what's going on in the further back parts of the Gemstone Road.
Hey, by the way, I'm working on your chibi version right now.
I am chibi.
Yeah, how small do you want them to be, by the way?
Not incredibly small.
Just small enough.
Just small enough.
How's a 95 centimeter sound?
Sounds good enough. I'm trying to visualize centimeters in my head real quick.
Darn it, right. Trying to get... it's 96.2 right now, so I'm gonna just get some different clothes for it right now. And... right now it's just the dress that I made, so I'm gonna try and find something that's a little bit different.
Of course, we've already talked about Jem'Badir. Behind Jem'Badir is Nandor, which of course was... Nandor and Vern were both mining towns. The last anyone had heard from Nandor before Jem'Badir closed off its gates. The place was dealing with a bit of a monster problem beforehand, and had reached out to Walden and the Explorers of the Depths, which is what led to the discovery that Jem'Badir had cut everything off. Meaning that the Explorers of the Depths currently have no way to get to Nandor to check on them. At least no known route to get there to check on them. And then of course we have Vern. While it's not as profitable of a mining town as Thal-Ludur, it still is a pretty decent sized one. Though it is sadly a lot more isolated due to being at the very end of the Gemstone Road. Last anyone had heard from Vern before Jem'Badir had closed off its gates and thus cut them and Nandor off from the rest of the underground, was that there was the possible signs of a plague starting there. So currently, we do not know if Vern or Nandor, if anyone is even alive in there. We might find out, we might not.
Chibis are supposed to have big heads, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, Ghost, I give you a little head pat. You made the kitty activation noise. But there we go, there's our settlements, and Google, why did you have to not save the stuff I wrote last night? That's making me concerned about what else it didn't save. Though now we've mentioned the gods a couple times, so let's go over the Pantheon. The Pantheon is... well, granted, yes, here, the latter part of where the Pantheon is separated is, surprise information that will, be a problem later.
That's a surprise though for later.
You mean that can help us later? No.
Yeah, that one, yeah. I didn't say help us.
Yeah, better question, what did save? We have the Pantheon separated into primordial gods and concept gods. So this fallen god, that's something we don't gotta worry about right now.
This god has fallen but cannot get up.
This god needs life alert. This god needs life alert and is Mick fucking pissed. Yeah, of course, with the primordial gods, we have the goddess of life, the god of death, the god of the sun, goddess of the moon, the god of magic, the god of fire, the goddess of storms, goddess of earth, goddess of the seas, goddess of angels, and the god of devils. With the concept gods, we have the god of the forge, god of the hunt, god of lies and truth, goddess of knowledge, goddess of the arts, and god of fortune. And, again, don't worry about this fallen god just yet. Of course, we want to get into our more in-depth descriptions. We have Oara, goddess of life. Oara, one of the first primordial gods to be found in recorded history. And I see a misspelling there. Whoops. No one saw that. To be found in recorded history alongside her spouse Cybris, is better known as the Sculptor of Souls. It is her who sculpted the forms most modern races take. Her sculptures provided the forms, the progenitors of man, elves, dwarves, halflings, and gnomes. The forms of most living things were made by her hands, though some other creatures have been formed by other gods attempting to mimic her craft. Aurora holds no disdain for this, however, nor does she favor any of her creations above any other. She loves man as much as she loves creatures like dogs. She, however, holds a great amount of affection for both her spouse and their children together. All of the concept gods were born from the union between her and the god of death, and were raised to aid the two in keeping the world's balances and cycles in check. Aurora takes many forms, and often disguises herself as mortal in order to check in on her creations. Her symbol of worship is a leaping deer, but some may use other animals to represent her as well. Of course, next is Cybris, the god of death. Cybris, one of the oldest primordial gods in recorded history and the spouse of the goddess of life. They are typically referred to as the guide of souls, for they lead the souls of the departed to either their respective afterlives or to Aurora so they can be reborn. Though many fear dying, they may take some comfort in that Cybris truly wishes them no harm. They wander the world with their lantern, looking for souls to shepherd to their proper places. They typically take the form of a dark-skinned elf with onyx eyes, a ever-flowing cloak covering their body, and their ever-glowing lantern hanging off their crooked staff. They hold a great amount of love and respect for their wife Aurora, as well as their children, though their work does not give them much time to spend with the family they have made together. Cybris holds a great hatred for all undead, for they see it as an affront to both their work and Aurora's work. From skeletons to all undead are despicable in their eyes. Cybris' holy symbol is a lantern hanging off of a crooked staff, the same one that never leaves their side. What do you know? The god of death is not fucking evil in this, because I hate that trope. I hate that trope with a passion.
The god of death is not evil in mine either.
Good. Because death is a constant. A lot of things pretty much gotta die at some point.
Actually, I have two gods of death, technically. The goddess of spiritual death and the god of undeath.
Oh.
Those who can't rest in peace.
And hey, Brett's in the same boat as us. His god of death is also not evil. Woo! Soon we'll be able to get enough people together to get rid of that trope forever.
Hopefully.
And yes, Phoenix is in agreement with us too. Yay! Next we have Zedar, god of the sun. The twin brother of Canera, Zedar's domain was the sun. He spent his days aiding his sister in keeping the sun and moon in constant motion, creating the day and night cycle. He's depicted as a man made of golden light. Oh, hey, got a new person in the Discord. Made of golden light, wearing a white robe, pulling the sun in a chariot. Sadly, after the cataclysm, nearly all artistic and holy representations of him have been defaced, so very few remember what he actually looks like. Yes, Ghost? Oh, hi, I've been polymorphed and Ghost is yelling. I forgot to add it in the polymorph text because I wasn't expecting Shadow to show up. I was not expecting Shadow to make it. Ghost might know what he looks like. I know what he looks like. I ain't telling right now. Y'all gonna have to discover when the campaign happens. Y'all gonna have to wait. Y'all gonna have to wait and be patient. Because I do plan on streaming the campaign from my side, as long with the agreement that any players I have do not go and watch the VOD. Because there's DM stuff that y'all ain't supposed to see. Alright, there. Owlbear for 15 minutes. Grr. Ah! Hey, Joel!
Freaking scared me, jeez.
She threw candy at the owlbear. Did not mean to scare you.
Yeah, that freaking made me jump a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, that was not my intention. Right, back to Zedar here. It's Elder Scrolls music, that's the background music. He was the father of... And now Shadow's throwing bones. All of the bones. Where do you even get all these bones? He was the father of Azros, the oldest of the elemental primordial gods. Though his son was raised to govern his own domain instead of taking Zedar's place like many of the other gods had expected him to. His holy symbol was a radiant sun, though any who still worship him after the cataclysm do not wear them out in the open. Next is Canera, goddess of the moon. The twin sister of Zedar, Canera governed the movement of the moon. She and her brother were responsible for keeping the day and night cycle in constant motion in order to keep the world from facing apocalyptic disaster. Canera was depicted as a woman made of stars and galaxies wearing a black robe, though after the cataclysm, many angry and terrified people defaced nearly all artistic and holy depictions of her, so her true appearance has been lost to time. Her holy symbol was a half-moon, though if any of her worshippers still remain, they do not have her symbol out in the open. So in other words, in this world, people lashing out of anger and fear due to the sun and moon, due to this apocalypse, you basically, if you still worship these two gods, you are hiding it. You are hiding it because, again, people were scared, hurt, and they needed something to lash out at. Next is Nolir, the god of magic. According to recorded history, Nolir is the youngest of the primordial gods, placing them much closer in age to the concept gods. They were born shortly after Aurora began sculpting the humanoid races, and granted many of them the gift of magic. They are also the creator of the twin goddesses Aetix and Valoon, who were made from the gods' attempt to mimic Aurora's work, though they don't seem to hold much love for their daughters. They have no consistently depicted form, as many find it near impossible to remember this god's appearance aside from their 3 golden dragon-like eyes. Some myths say this is a side effect of their powerful magics, making them unable to stay in the material plane in their physical form. Their holy symbol are 4 stars connected together in a diamond pattern with a single eye in the center. They are typically worshipped by wizards and sorcerers alongside the goddess of knowledge. Of course, we have Azros, the god of fire. Why are we throwing things at the owlbear as I go over the pantheon? What did the owlbear do to y'all? It too, Ruby? The oldest of the primordial gods, Azros was born from a fragment of Zedar that broke off in a moment of pure rage from the god of the sun. Azros is a being of pure fire. At times he is a force of pure destruction and disaster. In others he is a warm and comforting presence that provides aid and safety. He swings wildly back and forth between these two moods, making worshipping him a risky venture. He takes on the form of a humanoid made entirely of flames, the fire becoming either more intense or more calm depending on his current mood. His holy symbols are a hearth or a raging inferno. The symbol of the hearth can be found in many people's homes above their stoves and fireplaces, while the symbol of the inferno is used as a warning sign of great danger. Of course, next is Aetix, the goddess of storms. The younger twin of Ventun, Aetix is better known as the Storm Wyvern in most modern cities and settlements. She flies through the skies and sometimes in the underground, surrounded by storm clouds and lightning. Aetix may have once taken another form, but chose a new one after the creation of wyverns, feeling more at peace as a pitch-black wyvern. She is normally called upon in times of drought, for her storms help to water crops and extinguish wildfires. This doesn't put her at odds with Azros, strangely enough. Her holy symbol is a storm cloud. Even though after the cataclysm her rain and lightning has a harder time reaching them, Many farmers still carry her holy symbol on them out of respect and tradition. Next is Kalara, goddess of earth. The youngest of the elemental primordial gods, Kalara was made accidentally by Aurora while she was sculpting new life. Aurora cut off a fragment of herself with her sculpting tools, and this fragment turned into Kalara. Kalara takes on the form of a dwarven woman made of clay, stone, and gems typically, though she has been known to take on a much more monstrous form when enraged, causing earthquakes as she unleashes her anger. Yes, Ghost. Yes, baby, I'm still here. I'm still here if you need me, baby. Kalara's holy symbol is that of a mountain with a cavern in its side. She is often worshipped by miners, stoneworkers, farmers, and golem makers, where some myths say that she is the first golem ever made. Of course, next is VTuberEN, goddess of the seas. The older twin of Atix, VTuberEN is known by her second title as the Mother of Waves. The sea goddess dwells in the depths of the water as a massive four-eyed sea serpent, her swimming creating the massive waves of the ocean. VTuberEN is often prayed to by sailors who would want safe passage through the oceans, and now by those who sail across the massive underground lakes after the cataclysm. Though her power seems to have weakened greatly after the sun dried the oceans on one side and froze them on the other. Her holy symbol is a snake wrapped around a fishing hook. Those who have settled by the underground lake close to the settlement of Or's Rest still worship her, some claiming to have seen her in the waters below. Yes! One of our goddesses is a massive four-eyed sea serpent! Though whether or not she's actually in this lake, that's for the players to find out. It is up to the players if they decide to go poking around in that water. Of course, next is Numenera, goddess of angels. Before the concept gods were born, when most humanoid races were just formed, as the ideas of good and evil first came into being, Numenera and her husband Lyris were created to represent these things. Obviously not, a lake isn't a sea, duh. Again, that is up to the players to find out. Hi, Ghost. Hi, baby. Mommy's right here. Oh, I know.
I already hear them now.
Are you saying hi to everybody? Are you trying to read out with me? Are you singing the song of your people? Are we lodging a complaint? What do you want from me? Oh, my baby. Mommy's right here. It's okay. Mommy's right here. You don't need to cry. I'm right here. I got you. Yes, Shadow, you heard Kibi. There. Are we good now? Are we calmed a little? Okay.
Sing me the sing of your people, Soup.
His name's not Soup. It's Ghost. He is not soup. He is not food. You cannot eat my cat. Now, back to what I was saying. As the ideas of good and evil first came into being, Numenera and her husband Lyris were created to represent these things. Shockingly, however, the primordial gods claimed the two as their own instead of the concept gods. Numenera is the first and oldest angel who hides her true terrifying form by mimicking the appearance of her weakest angels. She began to make the other angels as the humanoid races began to grow and change, needing their aid as she worked to keep good in balance with evil. Although she is a being of pure good, she holds no hatred for her husband and his devils. As far as she knows, the two are two sides of the same coin with a very thin line between the two. Her holy symbol is a halo with 3 stars above it. She does not speak to her followers often, as many try to use her words to justify actually horrific and evil deeds, or simply refuse to listen to what she actually tells them. In other words, guess what? Your goddess of good is done with your shit!
By the way, Chibi Hat is almost done.
Yay!
And I actually managed to make a new outfit for her.
Oh, add something to the desk. Yay, new outfit, and I gotta put something on the desk. What am I putting on the desk? I'm gonna put off-brand Red Bull on the desk. It's 7 Bull. It's legally distinct. You can't sue me for shit.
It's funny symbol.
The funny symbol, haha. You can't. It's legally distinct. You can't sue me for shit.
So that's been made. I'm just gonna have to save that, and then add the wings and tail, and then I'll be done.
Yay! Okay, next, Lyris, god of devils. When there is good, there must also be evil. Lyris is the father of all devils, the servants he made to aid in his work to keep good and evil in balance. He works alongside his beloved wife, Numenera, who, despite being the pure embodiment of good, is far from his enemy no matter what many mortals may believe. It may be the caffeine to power the bull. It may be the caffeine to power a bull. It's to power Iron Bull. Because we love Iron Bull in this house.
The guy from Dragon Age?
Yes. Iron Bull is awesome.
That's a fair point.
When the humanoid races first came into being, so did Lyris and Numenera. While many flocked to the first angel, many also followed Lyris. As more and more people were born, Lyris began to create his devils in his image. Though his devils may often war with Numenera's angels in spite of his wishes. Like his wife, Lyris believes that they are two sides of the same coin, with only a thread truly separating the two of them. His holy symbol is that of a roaring, unidentifiable beast. Surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, depending on who you ask, many of his worshippers are in Narcos. Yes, Iron Bull is a hell of a tank. He's gotta be on the team to protect my squishy mage self.
True.
Okay, now we're getting more into the concept gods. We have Orin, the god of the forge. The firstborn of Aura and Cybris, Orin is the concept god who oversees all craftspeople, from blacksmiths to inventors. They spend their days either crafting tools for their fellow gods, or they're blessing certain mortals to jumpstart new innovations. When they are seen, they take on the appearance of a soot-covered human with 6 metallic arms, each one holding one of their many tools. Though their appearances in front of mortals are very rare, as their work is almost never done. Their holy symbol is a set of crafting tools, though what tools are used depend entirely on the trade of the worshipper. Gembadir was once a central location of their worship, but once the city permanently closed its gates, their symbols were removed and replaced with something else. And often enough, their followers are called either Orin's hands or Orin's digits. Yes, we basically have gender-neutral Hephaestus here. Orin ain't got time for your gender binary bullshit. They got work to do. Next is Leshini, god of the hunt. The twin brother of Altos, Leshini is often referred to as the Fey god of the woods or as the Lord Huntsman. He was born exactly as... Orin makes their own gender and you can't have any. Even when their siblings come up and say, Mom says it's my turn with the gender. He was born exactly as the humanoid races first began hunting and quickly became nearly every hunter's patron god. He holds no love for hunting for sport or trophies and usually only blesses those who hunt for food or other resources. He's also known as the creator of lycanthropes. In fact, his wife Lunala is the first werewolf. Myth says that she was once a human huntress who was blessed to take on a more wolf-like form in an effort to save her life. Then she ascended to his realm and declared herself as his bride. He quickly accepted this. Most lycanthropes are usually hunters that have been blessed by Leshini, though sometimes people are cursed by others to have these forms forced upon them. His holy symbol is that of a stag skull. In fact, when he comes to the material plane, his hunting party are wearing the skulls of freshly caught deer. Woo! Polymorph done! I'm free!
Gosh, this is adorable. What I'm making, I mean.
Damn it, Shadow! Come on! Why can't I have my brand today? My brand! Fine, you know what? We get Rat. We get Rat being held up. Yeah, Brett, I'm in agreement here. Listen, when the hot werewolf lady says you're her husband, you nod and say, yes, dear. That is basically how their relationship started, yes. I love these two. I'm not supposed to have a favorite when it comes to the gods I've created, but I love these two. Next is Altos, the god of truth, of lies and truth. The twin sibling of Leshini, Altos' domain is that of trickery. As mortals began learning to deceive each other, Altos quickly mastered the art of speaking in half-truths. If you don't ask them specific questions, you may never learn some crucial information from them. While some mortals worship Altos, there are many Fae who claim them as their god, much to Altos' amusement, though they had no hand in the creation of the Fae. Their holy symbol is that of a mask. Not many people are open about their worship of them, though some politicians and entertainers do have their symbol on them. Next is Ateria, goddess of knowledge. Aurora is Cybers' third-born child. Ateria hoards all knowledge that is known and unknown to all mortals. She is never seen outside of her realm, which is a seemingly endless library where the goddess is almost always sleeping in the center. Alteria is also the creator of all dragons and dragonkin, who were all originally made in an attempt to create another version of herself to share her knowledge. Unfortunately, she failed, and the process has left her exhausted to a point of near constant slumber. Those who wake her should be wary, as some of her knowledge is not meant for mortal minds to ever comprehend. Her mortal symbol is a single, all-seeing draconic eye. That's right, we can blame her! We can blame her for dragons, kobolds, wyverns, dragonborn existing.
Oh boy.
Because she wanted to make another her.
Alright, Chibi, ads is done. I'm just going to test it out.
Oh, apparently I never got finished writing Goddess of the for the Goddess of the Arts and God of Fortune.
Oh well.
Shit. But those two are self-explanatory. Yes, you can blame her for me existing. Whee!
And me technically too.
Yeah, and Jade. Whee! Nelina is, of course, Nelina, of course, from what I can remember, what I had planned to write down in here, is, of course, another one of Aurora's and Cybers' children, who is the patron of the creative arts. Well, matron of the creative arts. Those painters, sculptors, and the like, even weavers, tend to go to her for advice and for inspiration. Though she tends to be a very fickle goddess when it comes to handing out the inspiration that you so desire. In other words, I can blame her for my writer's block. Of course, Amos, the god of fortune, the second most worshipped god in Narcos. When mortals began getting the concept of things like money, he was born. He is not exactly a favorite amongst his siblings, but mortals who tend to seek large amounts of wealth tend to go to him for help and advice. Whether or not this advice actually works out for you depends on if you actually listen to it. And, we don't gotta worry about this one just yet. That is a surprise tool that'll help me later. Not you. Me. Y'all don't gotta worry about that yet. That is a heavy campaign spoilers there. Y'all don't need to see that. But now that y'all got a better idea of what the world is like, please tell me it saved the tables. Oh, thank fuck it saved the tables and everything I made. It saved this, at least. Granted, yes, this is not all the random encounters there are going to be, but these are the ones I hope to at least make good headway on. Got 15 for the ones that are in between settlements, and I do also want to make good headway on the global underground random encounters. In other words, ones that you could run into no matter where in the caverns you happen to be. Oh, we have a sleepy ghost. Though I need to pull up something for reference here, even though this is not full-on reference ready for the public. That is just for me to remember because one of these people that is in Walden is needed for this.
Okay, so...
And if I put an asterisk next to this, that means that I've got a special note I need to keep in mind for this.
I just got... Some of the colors in VRM desktop are changed, but it's mostly black, so... The outfit, I mean. Just trying to find a good way to show off the
Why was it
new
caps
chibi
lock?
model.
Yay, chibi model.
Where is this? The camera.
First one going on the list for Walden and Mistgrave is Finding Gloriosa, which, if I can give a quick description here, because I did write down a quick description. A Fey-descended tiefling, because the way I have tieflings work in here, tiefling is more of an umbrella term for those who have outer planar descent. You know, those who have Fey, angelic, or demonic, or devilish blood, infernal blood in them. It always bugged me that it always kind of bugged me that we needed about 15 terms for people that could fall under one. It always bugged me. It mainly helps my neurodivergent brain work better. Some of this is just to help my brain work better as DMing.
Okay, so this one's perfectly fine. I'm gonna add the other one. Just to make
I can give my... yeah. A Fey-descended tiefling, a sweet, kind priestess of Aurora who has recently gone missing in the town. So one of the random encounters, if the players don't decide to actively seek her, one of the random encounters from Walden to Mistgrave is stumbling across her. Again, putting that asterisk there because this is only a random encounter the party could have if they don't actively go looking for Gloriosa. If they actively do go looking for her, then it's no longer considered a random encounter and I can take it off the thing. And I'm just putting like spark notes in here for me to have quick reference and stuff like that. I plan on later on going into this stuff in more detail. Of course, though, I am going to put in the global underground one that has become my favorite thing I have ever made as of recently. The Caravan of Useless Magical Items. The Caravan of Useless Magic Items.
Oh my gosh, I made the cutest picture. Oh no, this is amazing is what this is. I just made hats and as the mom of the chibi.
Oh no. Oh no, I multiplied.
It's cute though.
The world will not be ready, I multiplied.
So let's go to the background for this. Maybe, no, not that one. Let's see if we can find something different. How about this one for now? Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to if the party does run into the Caravan of Useless Magic Items. One thing I do plan on having if someone decides to try and rob the place, for there to be a banned list with a crudely drawn picture of whoever decided to rob the place on outside of it. Do not let this motherfucker inside. Again, just putting spark notes in this. I will write in more detail for myself what these what this is. This is just Spark Notes, so that way once I start rolling for random encounters, I remember what these things say. What these things are supposed to be. Does a ghostie want a pet? Does a ghostie want a nose boob? Now, I'm trying to think of ones that would be unique for Walden the Mistbrave here. Like, these are ones that you would only encounter, that would only be an option if you happen to be walking between these two areas. Trying to think. Any ideas, Ghosty? I'm trying to save the global one for the more entertaining ones. In fact, I might actually just go on ahead and go down to the global one while I got ideas for it. Boss music. Really? Boss music? One of the global encounters, the sandwich argument. The party stumbles across two travelers on the road, arguing over whether a loaf of bread counts as a sandwich or not.
I've been celebrating bread for 3 months. I couldn't help the joke, sorry.
It's a good one. Again, the party can either just watch this argument go down or can get involved. Come on, man. Of course it's a sandwich. It's between two slices of bread. How is it a sandwich if it's nothing but bread? Are you telling me it's a bread sandwich? By definition, yes!
I don't know, maybe...
That makes no sense! Again, the party can just watch this argument go down as they're walking. Or they could get involved. Whose side are they on? Are they on the side of yes sandwich or no sandwich?
How about we just eat the sandwich?
How about we just eat the sandwich? You mean the loaf of bread? It's a sandwich, Carl! It's a bread, by definition, your definition, it is a bread sandwich! Bread sandwiches don't exist!
Me who just eats the food right in front of them is like, okay, I'll stop arguing.
Brett, I'd simply cast my skeleton divine death blast on the loaf. Now it's ash. Argument over. One of the better one. You can either eat the bread to stop the argument and just have them upset, or just destroy the bread to stop the argument.
Well, it's all brain bread. I know I did that joke already. Still.
And this one I'm putting in. Y'all can read this one out and then decide if I'm evil or not. I'm just gonna see if anyone's paying attention and reading, or if they can read it. I'm gonna wait. If they decide I'm evil for this one. Here, I'll even delay unpolymorphing myself. Yes, Shadow, I know, you're casting polymorph on me. I figured. I figured I could not go back to my brand. Yeah, no feedback on Campfire Mimic. Okay. Wild. Alright, gonna polymorph myself real quick. But yeah, I am proud of the homebrew creature of the Campfire Mimic. I still gotta get the stat block figured out. It's not gonna be as tough as you think it is. The problem is that how much can your very hungry, very exhausted player character resist taking a moment to rest and eat some stew? Alright, here, for polymorphing me and keeping me from going back to my brand, you get Piss Fish. Let's gather around the campfire. Oh god, it's just Harry's leg. It works more like a Venus flytrap. It's not just grabbing a leg. No, the entire camp is bait. That thing is just, all of a sudden you're gonna hear like a slight rumble and then, whoom, the jaws come up all around everybody. The thing is though, the Campfire Mimic does not like difficult prey. Which is why there is something in the stew that you will have to make a con save against. But if you start fighting back, the thing just spits you out, puts all of its trap back under with it, underground, and leaves. That thing does not like difficult prey. That is terrifying. Believe me, I know. It is a mimic that has realized that it's much more effective at capturing prey if it takes advantage of exhausted travelers.
Oh no.
In other words, it's not sitting there as like a treasure chest or loot. No, it is taking advantage of your need for a hot meal and somewhere safe to sleep. Not tooth. Another homebrew creature I plan on putting into this campaign is the moth cat. They are literally moth cats. It's what it says on the tin, moth cats. They are cats with moth-like wings and appendages. They are very, very fluffy, and the tamed ones are very, very friendly, though the wild ones are incredibly skittish. One of the global encounters is finding a flock of the wild ones. Just note that I will judge you heavily if you decide to attack these fluffy little things. Just imagine a fuzzy little kitten with moth wings. That's a moth cat. With fuzzy wings and little antenna. And big ol' eyes that are just full of love for you. If I can spell right here, another one going in the global one is a wild glow yak herd. Which are, while they are called yaks, they are much more closely related to bulls. They just happen to have woolly they have a woolly covering of lichen growing on them that is also glowing. some people do tame these things and do use them for, like, pulling plows or for moving carts and things like that. They're more or less just cows and bulls that have adapted to life underground. They're just called glow yaks because of that just because of that covering of lichen. So yes, not everything in the underground wants to kill you, but there will be some things that want you dead. Like the campfire mimic, just because you happen to be tasty. And I just thought of another one for Walden and Mistgrave. This one's going to be also another one that has an asterisk depending on what the party does. We have Rip, Tear, and Wrinkle, 3 copper-colored kobolds that have made themselves at home in the Claw and Crocs. They can typically be heard playing their self-made instruments underneath the floorboards, in the crawl space, and in the walls of the establishment. The owner and the 2 workers keep trying to get rid of them, but they keep coming back. They're 3 kobolds that dream of being bards. Unfortunately, they haven't quite figured out that they're not that good yet.
Alright, the picture's been made. I'm gonna send it to you in the DMs first before I do anything else.
Alright. Ghosty, what are you doing? You making noise.
Where's your... there it is. So this one I call Mother with Daughter.
Oh my god, that is adorable.
It's cheapy hats with
I cloned myself! Fear me, world, I cloned myself!
It's you, the new dress holding the cheapy hats.
Oh, it's so cute. I have achieved cloning technology. I made another me.
Do you want me to post in our gallery?
Yes, please do.
I'll also send you the chibi hats if you want it.
I would not mind it.
And there you go.
I have perfected cloning tech. I have perfected cloning technology. Fear me. Yep, now y'all will finally be able to polymorph me with the 3D model. It'll just be different outfits or cheapy.
The cheapy ones, there won't be much of a difference, honestly, but like, because you're on a stream, so
yeah.
You won't be able to see how cheapy like they are. I mean, I widened their eyes a bit more and made their head bigger, but otherwise, it's kind of the same. They got their own outfit, though. Like, I gave them their own outfit. It's probably the best one. Go ahead and see if I can show you a picture of what the a better picture of what it looks like, because VTuberEN desktop doesn't really do a good job of that.
Again, I am happy, though, by the way, to hear suggestions from random encounters. Whether it be from Jade here or from chat. Because the second one we got for specific with Walden and Mistgrave. Rip, Tear, and Wrinkle on the loose. The 3 kobolds that terrorize the local tavern are currently running down the road, laughing with their shoddily made instruments in tow. Actually, you know what? Real quick, I will go over the quick descriptions I have made that are here for the people of Walden so far. We've already talked about Gloriosa Donglow, and Morinth Donglow, a half-elf of Drow descent, a stern and overprotective father and the head priest of Oara and Walden, is damn near willing to pay any price for his daughter to be returned to him. We have Dahlia Donglow, a Fey-descended tiefling, the no-nonsense owner of Claw and Crocs, the only tavern in the city, wife to Morinth and mother to Gloriosa. hired Keeper shortly after he was forced out of the Explorers of the Depths. Is constantly listening to her patrons for any signs of where her daughter might have gone. We have Lucas McHales, a human man in charge of the barracks and registration desk at the Explorers of the Depths. Has grown cold and has started referring to people only by their registration numbers in order to keep himself from getting too attached to any new members. We have Keeper, a devil-descended tiefling, the last surviving member of X Company who now helps out at the tavern. He is unable to keep working with the Explorers of the Depths due to permanent nerve damage he received. We have Moors, a black dragonborn man. He's the hired security for Claw and Crocs. He's constantly working with Keeper to figure out where the hell the kobolds are hiding and playing the music from.
Okay.
We have Rip, Tear, and Wrinkle, 3 copper-colored kobolds.
Here's a better picture of their outfit.
Aw, that is just so cute.
Like, you see how actually it looks now? Like,
Yes, I see fully how it looks. That is just so cute.
Because the VTuberEN desktop kind of restores some of the old colors by accident. But it's mostly black and gray, and I think it's really cute.
Next person in Walden, we have Dobson, a dwarf person, local blacksmith, and technical head of the local Church of Oren. Takes great pride in their work and very rarely charges for repair work for tools and armor. Though they have been known to increase their prices for those who have been known to cause trouble in town. We have Briggs, an orc woman, the quartermaster for the Explorers of the Depths. A very friendly face, especially towards the newer members of the organization. Makes sure all supplies arrive on a timely manner. We have Baxter, a gnome man, an artificer who works for the Explorers of the Depths and often works on new inventions for helping out members on missions, though most of his work is very volatile. And we have Maria, a half-elf woman of high-elf descent, the record keeper of the Explorers of the Depths. Not a single bit of information goes in and out of the headquarters without her knowing about it. Well, normally, that is. But yeah, that's a preview of the people who happen to live in Walden. Hey! Phoenix, there's no mech! Phoenix, there's no mech! I've just perfected cloning technology. Unfortunately, the cloning process has not been, it takes some time. Stop throwing bones at the piss fish.
If you perfected it, then that would mean you'd have someone of the same exact size and look.
I perfected it in the sense that it actually works.
You made a freaking chibi version of yourself.
Yes.
Or rather, I did, but you know.
But again, I am 100% open to possible ideas for random encounters here.
Oh. Well, how about we take a page of Shrek 4 and make some random guy in a cart show up with chimichangas?
Yes.
That was one good part of that entire movie, if I'll tell you that right now.
That's my chimichanga stand.
It's a chimichanga stand, you know, run by like an orc or something.
Yeah.
Like, that was the only saving grace of that entire movie. That's what's the best part. It's like, okay, let's just take an idea like that. Okay, it's an orc running a chimichanga stand. Done. Like that. And they'll just show up sometimes. It doesn't even have to be anything else.
Yeah, just they're in the global random encounters. The chimichanga stand. An orc running a chimichanga stand. What more do you want?
It's exactly it.
It's what it says on the tin, right, Ghost? It's exactly what it says on the tin.
Oh no, I had another idea.
Oh no.
Ghost is one of the encounters now. Although it won't be named Ghost. It will be an actual ghost cat.
A ghost cat.
Yes, a ghost cat. Or I guess you could just a ghost cat just looks at you, and then it doesn't even have to be a ghost cat. It could be like a ghost animal. You know, just.
Yes, Shadow, I see you're trying to get text-to-speech to work with you for the meow. Unfortunately, text-to-speech hates meows.
it just stumbles upon you and like,
Oh,
or maybe it sings a song with its people. That's actually a good one. A ghost cat sings a song with its people. Oh, I like that too. It starts following the party.
it will leave once it has been fed.
Fed what? It's a ghost.
Whatever. Whatever you have. It's looking for food.
It's looking for attention, is what it's looking for.
Once it has been fed and petted. Once
Like,
those two things have been completed, it will go back to where it was.
It'll vanish and vanish, but then come back later again because it
Yeah, they
was
find it. They find it again.
Exactly, that's what's rare encounter.
Don't feed the bar to the ghost cat. You're gonna give it ghost indigestion. It's like regular indigestion, only it affects the dead.
I see. I have a few other ideas for
Oh, there goes polymorph timer. Can I be on brand?
let's see. I think one of my favorite possibilities for a random encounter.
Oh, damn
Is
it,
that-
Shadow.
Oh.
I've been polymorphed again, sorry. Sorry, continue.
So, if I ever told you I'm friends with Raku Guy?
The what?
Raku Guy. How to say this right? Raku Guy makes the Kobold comic series.
Ah.
The Kobold comic series.
Are we gonna have kobolds arguing about sorting moss?
No. You don't understand. Kobold is a series about an adventuring kobold who has a bunch of. They're an adventurer kobold.
Oh no.
And they have their little adventures with their with some other monsters turn adventurers.
Aw.
And my idea was that you would have something similar to that as like a potential random encounter. You find some monsters playing adventurer. Like you would have a slime that's just like a wizard or something, and the monsters game. Yeah, that's a good one.
Finds a slime, a kobold, what else?
And a skeleton.
Again, it is entirely up to the party how that encounter goes.
It's entirely.
Are they gonna be dicks?
So I think one of the funniest things is that like they're actually pretty strong, despite the fact that they're just playing.
Yes, Ghost? Do you have 2 cents to add in? Are you singing the song of your people? Meow.
Sorry.
It's alright. We all try to mimic the ghost.
I had a really funny. I have another funny suggestion.
Oh?
I
That
went-
ghost!
Oh, what happened?
He hit the keyboard. He started typing stuff.
Oh no! So, I have another idea. Basically, I took this idea from a mod of Skyrim, which is an overhaul thing called Endroll, which I've been trying to get you to play for a long time. But there's this one scene on the way to the main city where this one guy is basically lazing about next to the campfire and telling this little guy who forced outside the camp to do his job, and then they just like, do this huge argument back and forth, and until they start fist fighting each other. But honestly, I think a better idea would probably be something more in character, like Ghost. What is it?
I just remembered something that I could put in here. How familiar are you with Postal?
Never heard of it.
It was originally a dark game that eventually got turned into an absolute joke of a game series because of the media's reaction to it.
Let's see.
One of the things that is constant in at least since Postal 2 and onward is the postal guy constantly demanding everybody signs his petition in the most aggressive ways possible.
Okay, so I have to go a variety of that. Petition to get us to the surface kind of thing? Like
Petition to reclaim the surface!
Yes, exactly. Petition to reclaim the surface. How's that idea?
A man who may not be high off. Again, a man who may or may not be high off his rocker demands that the party signs a petition to reclaim the surface.
And there's only like 2 signatures.
2 signatures. He wrote them himself.
Yeah. I mean, you probably had like one poor side to sign the other one, but like I'd like to think that since it's a random encounter, you don't see any others besides yours.
Yeah. He shows up again. He's telling you to sign again. I already signed it. No, you didn't. My name's right there. Could have been anybody. Sign it.
Exactly. Let's see what else we got. I got a few other ideas.
I'm gonna put in a New Vegas reference.
Okay, so here's a really dumb reference to something that actually happened in my life, and I say it's a worthy encounter idea because I didn't think that it would ever actually happen in my actual life.
Oh.
So these guys were sitting around on train tracks playing cards. I am not joking. And I tried to get them to get off the train tracks. They call me Fatso, and then, then like it's like, I'm gonna report you to the police because you're sitting on train tracks. And then, yeah. But the idea is that, like, you got some reckless people sitting on like tram tracks or something like that, and they're playing cards. What do you do? Kind of thing.
Yeah, people blocking the one road and just blocking the road playing cards.
Yeah, like that. Walking the road playing cards.
The card game. The card game! I can spell. English is my first language. I'm good at it. No, I'm not. I murder it on a daily basis.
Just some random people blocking a pathway that everyone uses. Playing cards.
Meow. See, I can meow too. I can talk too. Oh, I see why you're not feeling good today, baby. There's a storm incoming.
Ah, I see.
Oh, is the storm making you not feel good, baby? I'm so sorry. Tell you what, after this, we will go cuddle, okay? We will go cuddle on the couch. We will cuddle on the couch, and you can get all the snuggles and love that you want.
Oh, actually, I have another good idea based on something that happened in my life.
Good, because I was about to put Let Me Solo Her making an appearance in here.
No. So this one time at a miniature golf course, it could just be a game for whatever reason. when, or like a park or something like that. But anyways, the point is, I found some money that I was a teenager, so it was like free money for me to spend on the ice cream and stuff like that. Like, but the idea is that you find some money, like a pouch of money or something, on the ground in a populated area. What do you do? I have to say, I've had a pretty shitty life so far. Ow.
Ghosty patience, baby. Can I finish the global encounters and then you can get your snuggles? Again, I just want to let me at least get through like the 20 encounters that I want to have ready to go so far.
Meow! Cat. Okay, so...
Let me solo who? Of course I'm putting in let me solo her, especially after that encounter I had in Elder Scrolls Online.
I got a better idea. Instead of just making it the same person. This idea is a reference to an actual metal guitarist guy called Buckethead, where he's wearing like a chicken a bucket of chicken bucket on his head for his like brand. But the idea is that this would be an actual bucket on this person's head, and we could call them the Pale Rider.
Oh, the Pale Rider.
Yes, pale as in bucket, pale. It's a joke. I mean, like instead of silver, but okay.
On the Why can't we have both? That is my question.
Because one of them is a direct reference.
They're both
This
direct
one?
references to something.
I mean, technically, but I made the other one up based on something versus the whatever.
I mean,
Oh, well, whatever.
I put in a New Vegas reference here.
Fair point. Fair point. All right, let's see. Let's think.
Still also need some more like wildlife encounters. I know a lot
Well,
of things.
I just came up with one. It's another reference though.
All right.
You see a man who is in a loincloth. This could be in silhouette, we saw her, solo person thing, but like they're fighting a cheetah with a spear.
We have cave cheetahs.
I mean, maybe or it could be a panther.
Yeah. We don't have tigers, so we cannot test the rock of repelling tigers, but we can test if it works on panthers.
It was mostly a Tarzan reference.
Ah.
Like when they were fighting a boar and stuff like that. But I think the best option is that instead of just like a direct reference, that instead of it being like just Tarzan, like all that stuff, how about like just like a hunter who is out of his element? Basically, he's a newbie hunter. He has no idea what he's doing. He's trying to hunt animals, but he doesn't know, and he's trying to throw arrows without using the bow or something like that. He's trying to set up camp, but he's not using any wood. Stuff like that. It's just awkward shit that should be obvious, but he has no idea what he's doing.
Just putting that there right now, because like I said, I will go into detail for myself later. These are just spark notes to help jog my memory.
I would think that so the two wild animals could probably be like wolves or something like that, because typically they work in packs and.
Thing is that we also got to keep in mind this is stuff that we can reflavor the wolves, thankfully, to things that would make sense for the cave.
Fair enough.
I mean, I put glow yaks in here. They are basically just bulls with lichen, with glowing lichen growing on them. We have moth cats. Yes, Ghost, we have moth cats. Flying kitties. That sometimes hack up silk instead of hairballs.
You just gave me another idea. So, it's a excuse me. It's a play on the of the old trope of the crazy cat lady, but it's the moth cats.
Yes.
And this woman has a bunch of moth cats as pets, and she makes clothes from their silk. In fact, her own clothes she wears all the time are made from their silk. it's a unique circumstance, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Please, please let me go back to my brand of me.
Imagine that she could actually sell you clothes too, like
She probably could. She may also be willing to part with one of her moth cats.
True.
Damn it, Shadow! I cannot keep my brand.
Shadow does not give up.
Fine, we get grub. We have grub. We're getting the Hollow Knight grub. Have grub. Eh.
Okay.
Yeah, she might be willing to part with one of her moth cats. Depends, though, on the behavior and the looks of the party.
That's a fair point. I had a,
You hide just to make sure the brand doesn't exist. But my brand! Look with your special eyes. My brand!
You said there's not that many animal-related ones, right?
Yeah, I would not mind some, like, wildlife encounters, because this is supposed to be stuff that you find when you're, like, going on the road.
I see. Well, we did the Newbie Hunter, and we did the crazy moth cat lady. How about something
And I do have a couple up at the top here where you can find, like, a wild moth cat flock or a wild glow yak herd.
Okay. How about, what other kind of animals do you have?
Again, we can pretty much do any animal. We can just reflavor it towards something that would fit in the caves.
I see. Okay, how about, what are those guys called that they're like mushroom people? What they're called?
I can't remember what they are either.
I was thinking like those guys. Like you run into some of them. I got the mushroom people D&D name. The Myconids, right? Those guys. They're the fungus folk, which are normally pretty peaceful people. They talk through their spores and stuff. And honestly, that makes sense, considering that they're underground.
Again, it could be a kit with the adding in the mushrooms. It could be a detail of, oh, hey, some of those mushrooms are used for like alchemy ingredients. Maybe we can make a deal with the Myconid to get some of these, or we could try to take them while the Myconid is sleeping.
Yeah, some of that. Yeah. it just makes me wonder. Like, there's a bunch of freaking shit.
Yeah, there is a bunch of stuff in D&D that would make sense for the caves.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. A lot of Underdark things would probably be here.
Yeah, though I'm trying to be careful what Underdark things. We're not doing Mind Flayers, by the way. I'm nixing Mind Flayers. We're not dealing with Mind Flayer bullshit. We deal with that enough in Baldur's Gate.
I did have a Mind Flayer character in one of my campaigns, but he was a quest character, as in you worked for him, sort of. He was a rogue Mind Flayer named Bob. Yes, that's his nickname, by the way. It's not his actual name, because we all know Mind Flayer names are ridiculously stupid.
Yeah, ridiculously stupid, so everyone just started calling him Bob.
Yeah, exactly. And so his idea is like, Bob was the Mind Flayer, rogue Mind Flayer, was always like, okay, bring me animals that I can eat, like freshly caught, not killed, and then he'll eat their brains and then pay you a sum of stuff. Some gold or something. So the idea is that he's using the hunters to feed him, basically, and he's giving them money in return. Bob the Mind Flayer. Bob the rogue Mind Flayer.
You know what? Fuck it. Since Mind Flayers, I will put him in, but since Mind Flayers technically don't exist in this part of the caves, because granted, yes, there are unexplored parts of the caves.
No, he's like a merchant or just someone who's like commissioning the hunters and stuff. Like he's down there, but it's not because he's.
Okay, so okay, so he would be more for like a specific area. So I will take him off the global one then.
Yeah, he wouldn't be in a specific. He would be in a specific area. He wouldn't be in the global, but he would definitely be a. But that's what I'm trying to say. Is like the rogue Mind Flayer is down there because they
left the whole hive mind thing.
Exactly. So that's why they're kind of in hiding down here.
Yeah.
So if you run into them, they're gonna say, "Oh, hey!" Like this guy like wears a suit and stuff too. He's noticeably different than the rest.
They know there's something up.
He wears a monocle too. Like, dude, the dude's fancy shit. And he's like, "I shall pay you 200 gold for. Actually, I will pay you 10 gold pieces for every 10 animals you catch alive." Something like that, It's like basic idea is that he'll pay you for how many creatures you bring back to him alive, so you can eat their brains.
Hey, I put halfling, not just halfling, not just half.
But you get my idea, right? Like that's.
Yes, I get the idea.
Like he swore off humans basically and mortals. He's just eating animals now. He's rogue for many reasons, not just the hive mind, not just the diverting the hive mind.
And here, last one that I'm putting in the global encounters for today. This one's gonna have a big old asterisk next to it because it's going to be something special.
Okay.
So it's gonna be one that will only be on the table for something much later in the game.
I've got a few other ideas too if you want to hear them.
It goes to patience, baby.
Hey, you should name the halfling Harry.
Remember what I had said about about the goddess of life often taking on the form of a mortal and how she tends to sculpt life?
Oh no, okay, so
that's supposed to be her.
The joke is that they're hairy and they're a potter. Okay.
Oh, yeah. This one's not supposed to be, that one's not supposed to be a joke. That one is supposed to be, hey, the gods are an actual normal part of life around here, and sometimes you could just stumble across them.
Alright, then call him Carrie. Sorry.
It's alright, I get the joke.
That could be like their alias or something.
But congratulations, this number 20 encounter, that is one that is going to be saved for high levels and is a boss.
Ooh.
It is,
So...
yes, you could ignore it, but the thing is, this is a massive, mad as an insane dragon that has just broken through from the surface and is now loose in the caves. It is probably something that the party might want to do something about, but you're still free to ignore it while it causes trouble.
Jeez. I really do like coming up with these like random encounter ideas.
Yes. But there, that's for the global ones, and per Ghost's request, I am going to stop here for the day.
I guess that's fine.
Because he wants comfort and snuggles. He's not feeling good. He wants comfort. But we still, but hey, I got to introduce my homebrew world, and hey, 20 random encounters.
And Ghost is in one of them.
Yes, Ghost is even one of them. And we even have the legendary chimichanga stand.
Yep.
Just an orc running a chimichanga stand. What more do you want? It's what it says on the tin.
Exactly.
Also the lottery winner. A man is running down the road screaming that he won the lottery. He won't tell you what lottery that he won, just that it's the lottery.
Alright, yeah, I think that's enough.
Yeah, so for those who did tune in, I do hope you enjoyed. I will be back again tomorrow afternoon for the grand return of Simply Hardcore. Do hope to see y'all there if you can make it.
Could we raid somebody? That's right.
It depends. Who do I have that I could raid right now?
Oh, I see PK's on.
Yeah, PK is on doing Hollow Knight. Let me get over there. Let me get this. I will start the raid. I will start getting stuff set up for raid once we're done with outro.
Alright.
Again, like I said, I'll be back again tomorrow afternoon for the grand return of Simply Hardcore. You know, the usual socials, Linktree links should be down below with all relevant social media, as well as direct links to the Ko-Fi and to the Throne wish list, which, by the way, again, if y'all want to help me get Bean as a birthday present or two for next month, I've got stuff on the Throne list there for her. Especially after that heart attack where she stumbled in and might have saw some of it. I want to surprise her, but no, she had to come running in. At least all she took from that is that I may be a secret Hawks fan. But as always, my name is Dragon, and go give PK some love for me, why don't you? If it'll work. But yeah, give PK some love for me, everybody. Bye-bye.